Hello and welcome to Mike's Watches. So today I wanted to cover this watch brand called Glycine. Quite an underappreciated brand, I think. I know it's recently been taken over by Invicta, which is a bit of a shame. But I really do like their. I mean, it's quite a small collection of watches and a lot of different variations. Just wanted to go through it today. Okay, so Glycine watches. Let's just go over a little bit of the history. Glycine watches have been around since 1914. Obviously based in Switzerland. Probably most famous for their Airman watch design. I think it's a really classic watch design. This Airman watch. I really like the look at it. This is a very vintage one, 1958. Really unique design. Pretty pretty much understated. So yeah, in 2016 it was bought by Invicta. So very interesting range of watches. So let's go into let's just go to their first page to have a quick look. Um, so I mean they're probably most famous for their the combat, what's called the Combat Sub, which is a pretty good alternative, a pretty good watch brand to have as a diver. I think quite unique. It's under the radar a bit. Not a lot of people have heard of Glycine, but definitely a quality make, and also it's very good value for what you're getting. I think this is obviously the Airman range. There's quite a nice lot of distinct kind of colorways and different metals of the Airman. So let's just go over their collection here. So they're basically their basic collection splits into three different collections: the Airman, the Air Pilot, the Bien, and the Combat. So if we look at, in fact, we'll come to the Airman last, to be honest. So we're going to start off at what's called the Combat Sub. So this is the Glycine Combat. Um, a lot of them have waterproof 200 meters to 100 meters. I mean, others have GMT functions. Very reasonable price for what you're getting, the movement you're getting. Now all around about 800 euros here. I do particularly like the classic combat sub here. I do like the also like the bronze. I mean, I do actually quite a lot of these subs. To be honest, it would be pretty hard to choose. This one's 42 millimeters across, probably a bit too big for me myself. But yeah, that's one of their combat subs there. Automatic Solita movement, but I probably wouldn't be the range I would go for myself, a combat sub, but really do like. I don't think you can go wrong with any of these designs. There's no real particular. Look at this silver one. It looks very nice, isn't it? This silver sub. I think that's a 46 millimeter. Though, so that's probably a bit too big, but I do like the look of that. Um, I'm not too keen on the gold color, the kind of blackout PVD one. Might as well here. Let's look at the next page of this to give them a full collection. We probably get to see every single watch they make on this. So it's not exactly a large collection. They do make the Lady Classic. And there's also some more Glycine Combat subs here. This red one with the red bezel is quite good, isn't it? So let's go to the Bien collection. The Bien collection is more of a classical collection. This collection was first released in the 1960s. Do quite like this. Quite a very small range of watches, obviously. 500 euros. Probably not a really a typical Glycine, but I think that's a pretty nice watch, to be honest. I think that's a nice classic watch. Bien. 39 millimeters across. So yeah, quite a nice shape, quite a nice size, really. Okay, so let's go to the next one. It's called the Air Pilot range. I think for me, I might have said before on the channel that I would probably go for a Laco or Stover, really, as a Flieger. I mean, are these Flieger watches? Flieger inspired watches, aren't they? But I mean, obviously, if you've got the money, you go for an IWC Flieger. But I think something about Laco Fliegers. I'll have to, in a future video. I'll go over the Laco range because it's really quite interesting. But these are perfectly good alternatives to Lacos. If you like this particular style, I don't think this style's not quite as classic to me. They've got this chrono, I think, but I'd probably imagine that's a quartz. They've got some chronos. Let's cover the second page, shall we, to cover the whole range. So, I mean, this one's quite nice here, isn't it? Quite a classic kind of black silver dial here. 375 euros. It's that GMT. It's got like a second GMT hand, manual date. I'd imagine that's quartz. Yeah, that's quartz. Yeah. Also, it's a 100-meter water resistance. That's quite cool, isn't it? Flieger 100-meter water resistance, and like a second time. Very nice. Yeah, dual time. I mean, that's quite a compelling. If that was automatic, that would be pretty good. I'm sure some of in these range are automatic, but it's not really. I've come to colour. I think the best collection they have to offer is the Airman, the Glycine Airman. My particular favourite of Glycine started in 1953. Was the first Glycine Airman made. Also, there's quite a lot of on eBay. Quite a lot of vintage Airmans which their prices is unbelievable. They reach over £2,000 or £3,000 for a vintage Airman in good condition. New ones are cheaper, so I would probably prefer go to the new ones, especially these kind of retro ones. I mean, there's a lot of different styles. I do particularly like this kind of style. Let's just let this load up. It loads up. This is €700. This is a vintage Noon Airman. Really do like this colour, kind of like a chocolate brown dial with the silver bezel. That looks particularly good. 40 millimeters wide, so not overly big. It's also got that locking, quite a unique feature of the Airman. It's got obviously a normal crown for well, depending if it's mechanical or not. For winding, this one is obviously it's mechanical, isn't it? So, yeah, it's automatic. Yeah. So for winding or setting the date, it's got a second dial to lock the GMT bezel, which is quite cool. So it locks the GMT bezel in place, so it's not knocked out. Okay, this is only 50-meter water resistance. I think the whole model is 50-meter water resistance, but I do particularly like that model. This is a very short video, so I want to go through this very quickly. You've got this kind of gold chrome dial case. You've got this particularly nice one here. This the cheek. Let's have a quick look at this. This is an 800 euro option, particularly nice in that kind of aged bronze case. Very nice, isn't it? So a quick look at the specs of that. This is also 40 millimeters across and automatic. That's actually less water resistance, 30 meters water resistance. But I don't think you're really going to go for water resistance in the Glycine Airman. Okay, I think they've actually got some modern interpretations of the Airman. This is what particularly actually drew my attention to the Glycine website in more recent times. This new style, kind of like a modern, updated Glycine Airman. It's actually quite cool. It's got all the towns and places of the world on the dial, and you rotate the inner dial. It's not an outer dial, it's an inner dial. It's got a nice date and it's got a GMT hand there. Very do like that. This is 43 millimeters across, quite big, but I think that would probably not look so big because it's got the case shape. Probably wouldn't appear so big as that, and it's 300 meters water resistant. So this is if you're looking for a waterproof water resistance Airman, this would be the choice. Although as nice as this is, I do still prefer the original design myself. So okay, let's go back here. So you've got this in different this model, this SST model, I think it's called. Yeah, in a lot of different colorways here. Yeah, and this is a gold one. So just a quick kind of share of the watch brand Glycine, particularly recommended, plus their Glycine Airman model. Definitely a watch worth considering, certainly in this price range, if you're considering this price range. And another thing, not quite sure about, is the kind of the reductions on this site. I think this is since in, and I know in the brand Invitka, not quite sure how to pronounce that. Used to do this on the reductions. I mean, it's got this is all of these watches were 2,000 and now they're only 700. I think they've always been about 700, but I do think that's particularly good value for a classic historical piece, a lot of history from a well-known brand, and it's good movements and a very wide kind of range of different choice and colours. I think that's a very compelling watch to buy. So, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.